So Google's brand new Pixel 10 and Pixel 10 Pro lineup just dropped, and let's just review it. Might be the best phone out there, or it might not. And I just want to take a quick look on its like specs, and then also how it compares to the S25 Ultra and its iPhone 16 competitors. So let's see if it's like worthy of competing against these two Samsung and iPhone giants, and if it's worth the big deal. So let's dive into this video and get started. So let's start out with like the looks and the screen. The Pixel 10 has a 6.3-inch screen with a peak brightness of 3000 nits, which is pretty good. And just like the outside and the back, they put like a new matte finish kind of with new colors like indigo and lemongrass, which both look very clean. And for the brains, basically the chip, it uses its own Tensor G5 chip, so very good chip. It's their own Google chip, and it's not the best for gaming, it's not the most speediest, but it is made for AI, so it's very good to handle like multitasking and AI features. For the cameras, there's a big upgrade. Now the regular just Pixel 10s also have like the 5x zoom. So before it was only like the Pro models which had like the 5x zoom, but now the regular models also have it. So big upgrade if somebody really likes their cameras. Instead of getting that Pro model, now you can also just get that regular base model with that 5x zoom. And also the base model finally also comes with a wide camera and then an ultra wide camera lens. So if you really like the cameras and you don't want to get the higher Pro model, which is also more expensive, you can just stick with like the base model if you want the cameras and not those extra Pro features. And I think that's a very good bargain for money. And it turns out it has a lot of new AI superpowers, so I think you can like turn these on in settings or something, or enable them using just like quick setups or something. But let's say you're at the airport and there's like a flight call or something like that, there's something called Magic Queue, which can like pull up your boarding pass or something, or just AI can like hear your surroundings and pull up something else like a driver's license or a passport, something like that, which is pretty useful in most cases, unlike scrolling through your photos or something to find that boarding pass or the picture of like your driver's license. And then there's also Camera Coach. We can actually coach you on like better lighting situations and just more adjustments to your photo when you're taking a photo or after if you're like editing it, which is pretty cool. It can make your photo like the best it can be, the most crispiest nice photo. And then there's Gemini Live, which is kind of like ChatGPT, but you can like call it, not call, like talk to it, and then broadcast whatever your camera sees to Gemini Live, and then it can like talk to you about what you're seeing, what famous landmarks are there, or just like if you're a tourist, what kind of cool places you can go to in the area. So all three of these AI superpowers, pretty helpful, and just in general very cool features. And just a few other features: battery should last a long time, pretty good battery for the Pixel 10. They have magnets embedded into like the phone, so I'll talk about that later. It is also pretty water resistant due to that like matte kind of finish, so it feels kind of matte, feels pretty like water resistant. And finally the price, it's like $800, and it should start coming out like around this time now. Another just quick spec rundown: it has a 6.3-inch OLED display, Tensor G5 chip with 12 gigabytes of RAM, so pretty good. Triple cameras that now come with 5x zoom on the base model. And finally the price, it's $800. So just a few fun facts, cool features it has. The Pixel 10 and the Pixel 10 Pro both have like magnets built into it, which is very cool. It can like, kind of like, you could think of like basically MagSafe. It's similar to MagSafe. And then you can also put those accessories on it, like a magnetic case, magnetic like other stuff, magnetic wallet kind of. You can put a lot of accessory on it using the embedded magnets in the phone, which is pretty cool. And this is just like the iPhone 16 and 15. It is an eSIM, so you don't need a physical SIM anymore. And then it also has emergency SOS using satellite, so same with the iPhone. And then also theft protection. I'm not sure like if iPhone has that. I guess you could put it under like Apple Care, but Google has like a special theft protection kind of feature built into it, so pretty cool. And just like a few first impressions, I really like the camera upgrade, the looks and the matte feel. And then also just how they like built, you know, the Pixel with the one camera kind of black dot. That looks kind of cool. Everything around it else is like, everything around it is just like screen. Kind of reminds me of like the iPhone Dynamic Island. And then just a few downsides. The battery life is good, not insane, not like completely insane, very good battery life. It's definitely good, but not super good. And then it's definitely not that good for gaming. It can definitely run everyday games that are like on the App Store, like Clash Royale, Brawl Stars, games that those kids play. But if you're gonna go hardcore gaming with those like high FPS, like multiplayer games, it's not gonna be the best in those scenarios. So now let's compare these three: the iPhone 16, the Galaxy S25, and then the new Pixel 10. So for speed, I think it might be Apple or maybe Samsung. Samsung has that Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is amazing for AI, gaming, everything. And then same for Apple, they have their own A18 or A18 Pro if you get the Pro model. And then Pixel 10 have their own Tensor G5, which, don't get me wrong, it's amazing for like AI and stuff. But for gaming, I would have to like put it down below both of these. So not the best gamer. Screen, they're all pretty similar, but Pixel has the biggest screen. It's at 6.3, while the Samsung is at 6.2, and Pixel peaks at 3000 nits, which is the highest brightness. So Pixel is number one there. But for the cameras, the S25 has amazing cameras, but the Pixel 10 wins this, I think, because of its huge upgrade. You get that 5x zoom from its base model, and then it has those extra other cameras too, not letting out the camera coach, but can just help you get the most crispiest clear photos, which Samsung and Apple don't have. And for AI, I think Pixel also wins it. It has those, you know, those AI quirks that I told you about. And then Apple is obviously last. They don't have much AI at all in their phones. But Samsung also has a few more AI features, pretty cool. Pixel is amazing. It has a lot of AI like coaches and stuff like that. So, and it also has Gemini Live built into Google Pixel, kind of like Siri, you could say. So Pixel 10 comes out on top, and for price they're all the same at 800. So overall, I'd say iPhone has the best usability. Samsung is pretty good if you want something in the middle, and then Pixel 10 is very good cameras, very good AI, but not best for like gaming and stuff. So that's it for today's video. Pixel 10 is a very good upgrade, I feel like. Obviously iPhone is the best phone I feel like right now. It has good usability, a good ecosystem and environment, but Pixel 10 has those amazing cameras and that amazing AI features. So you can decide which one you want to go to, but that's it from me. I'll see you next one. Bye for now. YouTube Pro out.